Babe Laufenberg, Boomer Jack's Bar and Grill Hotline. So last year, I remember late in the season, you kept talking about the Cowboys' run defense. And you're like, is this going to be an issue? Is this going to be an Achilles heel? I'm not personally sold that the run defense is like this lockdown unit, Babe. I'm scared about it against San Francisco's running game. How do you see it matching up Sunday?
Well, obviously you guys know this as well as anybody, but San Francisco is good in all facets, right? Some teams you say, hey, let's make this guy a pocket passer, or let's make them run the ball, or let's make them do this. San Francisco, they do it all, and they do it. You know, they've got an all-pro running back, they've got a quarterback, they've got receivers, we've got an all-pro tight end, so it's a lot to take away. But here's the thing, too, about San Francisco. I think it's been overstated that the Cowboys haven't stopped their running game, because if you go back to the playoff game 2 years ago, Elijah Mitchell had 27 carries. He had 96 yards. Now, Deebo Samuel hit him for a big run, and he got, had 72 yards. One of them was that 26-yard touchdown run. But 27 for 96, you'll take that every day of the week. That's 3.6. Last year's playoff game, Elijah Mitchell had 14 carries, averaged, again, 3.6 a run. Christian McCaffrey had 10 carries for 35. McCaffrey's longest run was 8 yards. So Deebo Samuel had 4 carries last year for 11 yards. So they shut down the running game. The problem, as we all know, has been scoring. I mean, in those 2 games, they've averaged under 15 points, averaged. And, you're just not going to beat a good team doing that. So I guarantee you, if they come out and score 17 points again this week, they're probably going to lose to San Francisco. So they need to put some points up.
Babe, if you're Mike McCarthy, give me the pregame speech or what you're saying throughout the week, and finish the sentence. Screw the last 2 years. We're not the same football team facing them because of what? Why is this different?
Honestly, my guess is, and you guys can ask him tomorrow, I don't think he'll bring up the last 2 years because you don't need to, right? It's not like they've forgotten what's happened over the last 2 years. You're not going to stand up to me. If I were a coach, I would not stand up and say, hey, do you guys remember what happened the last 2 years? It's like, yeah, coach, we do remember. So I think it's an easy game to coach. I think it really is. The week of practice, you don't have to get guys' attention. The 49ers have got their attention.
Babe Laufenberg, join us here, 105 through the Fan. Is Brock Purdy the next Tom Brady? Are they protecting him? Are they just putting him in positions where he only succeeds? And can he win you a game if they're behind? What is he after the 15 starts or whatever? Not even.
Yeah, he's really, really good. And it's funny how at what point are we going to stop saying he was a 7th-round draft pick and start saying
we're going to stop saying that now.
Yes, he is.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we do.
At what point did Tom Brady no longer become the Cinderella story, 6th-round pick? Drew Bledsoe got hurt.
Never.
They had to play him. At some point, he became Tom Brady. Now, I'm not going to make the argument that Brock Purdy is Tom Brady, but he is really, really, really good. I mean, the guy has yet to lose a football game that he started. Obviously, the playoff game in Philadelphia, but he lasted through the first quarter, so that's not really on him. But, yeah, he is so impressive to me, just the way he handles everything. And I do want to go back to this quickly because, hey, Shanahan is a great coach. I mean, he really is. What they do offensively, it's tough to defend. They hit you with a million different things. Do they have good players? Yes. But Shanahan, without Jimmy Garoppolo, was 9-29 with the other starting quarterbacks there. He had 4 different guys.
Yep.
So the notion that Brock Purdy is a product of the system and you just plugged anybody into that system. No, they plugged 4 different guys in and they were 9-29. They could not win without Jimmy Garoppolo. And so I think it sells Brock Purdy short is my point to say, oh, anybody can play in that system. No, anybody can't. And that was proven.
Babe, is this from what you've seen with the 49ers? Obviously, a lot of people are starting to feel like, hey, this is the best version of the Cowboys defense. The offense isn't turning over the ball. This might be the best version of the Cowboys going in to play the 49ers over the last years. When you look at the tape, is this the best version of the 49ers that you've seen?
That's an excellent question, and it very well could be. And the worst thing is, they had pretty much the best defense in football last year. And then you had Hargrave at defensive tackle, guy that had 11.5 sacks last year. It's like, okay, that's not fair. But the funny thing, too, guys, is when we talk about Hargrave and adding him, so we're sitting here looking at this week 5, and obviously you hear all week, and it's great. I love it. I love the talk. Is this going to be setting the bar for if these two teams meet in the playoffs again? Week 5, which we'll be in, obviously, is going to look nothing like when these two teams meet in week 19 and week 20. I have no idea what those teams will look like at the time. But if you go back to last season, week 5 last year, Cooper Rush was the starting quarterback for the Cowboys. Jimmy G was the starting quarterback for the 49ers. San Francisco didn't even have Christian McCaffrey on the team, right? So, again, what we're going to see on Sunday, it's not going to – I don't know who or why. I don't know if Trey Lance will be the starting quarterback for the Cowboys at that time.
Hey.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. We don't know anything, right?
Right.
Again, last week in week 5 for both these teams, their starting quarterbacks were Jimmy G and Cooper Rush. So who knows what the season will hold. But I do know this. Here's my thing, guys. I want to enjoy this game Sunday. I get so wrapped up. I've looked at the Cowboys 49ers playoff game from last year literally 10 times. And when I say 10 times, I run it back 3, 4, 5 times on each play. So you can multiply. And I get so caught up in how can they do this? How can they attack that? How did this happen? I want to sit there and enjoy the game like a fan Sunday night because this is going to be a heck of a game.
Is there anything else? I kind of want you to finish this up here. Is there anything else that really jumped out from that tape that you don't think is being covered? And if not, is McCarthy's offense now better suited, not better suited against San Fran's defense, or just the same?
Yeah, I don't know if it's better suited. And what's funny is, as you guys well know, they haven't played good teams. They played some good defenses. And they've scaled back the game plan in each week for a variety of reasons. They were up big in a couple of them. They had weather. They didn't have offensive linemen in Arizona, missing 3 there. So, again, we have not seen, in my mind, what Mike McCarthy's offense is really going to look like. But I don't think a couple of things. Shouldn't get weather out there in Santa Clara. Looks like it's going to be sunny and 70. And you shouldn't have to say, well, we're up 28-0 at the half, so we kind of scaled back our offense. I don't think that's going to happen either. So I think this is going to be a good indication of what we're going to see from Mike McCarthy's true offense.